I want to talk to you about personal credit cards instant approval. And in today's conversation, here's a review I want you to pay attention to. The first card I want to share with you is called the X1 card. And you can see this on the screen right now. This card is kind of cool. Why? Because it has a rewards rate. So you want to have a rewards rate. The rewards rate goes from 2x to 10x. And you have an APR that goes from 15% all the way to 27%. So in terms of flexibility, this card is really, really fantastic. Okay, so 15% to 27%. So overall, when you think about the X1 card, I want you to think about a card that grants you account access through its app as soon as you are approved. So basically, everything happens through the app. And while you wait for this metal card to arrive in the mail, you can really add it to your digital wallet or create virtual card numbers. And this can allow you to do all kinds of stuff online or in person. Okay, and there are no welcome bonuses or introductory APR on this card. But the cool thing about the card is that it really offers a handful of rare and useful perks like higher credit limits and multiple opportunities to boost your rewards rate. So, and this is actually irrespective of your credit score. So basically, this card, this X1 card, will actually let you in with a FICO score as low as 575. So this is really, really cool. Another card I want to share with you for instant approval is the Prime Visa, and this actually, this is a card that actually is a Chase credit card that is issued in conjunction with Amazon. So the card actually has a rewards rate that goes from 1% to 5%. And an APR that goes from 19% to 27%. So overall, when we actually paint a picture, the picture I'm trying to paint here is that the card allows you to tap into all kinds of rewards. Let me give you an example. The card, in our view, is an excellent choice for shoppers who want to earn cashback rewards that can be applied to purchases, transferred to a bank account, or applied as a stipend credit. So in terms of flexibility, that's good. I mean, whether you live by yourself or you have a family, this card is really good. So once you are approved for this Chase credit card, you can access it from your Amazon account and use it at checkout. You will need to wait for the physical card before you can shop at retail stores. But considering how much is available nowadays through Amazon or Whole Foods online, you may be able to purchase what you need without the mail carrier holding you up. So great cards with a lot of benefits that you can really tap into as soon as possible. So we love the flexibility there. Then you also have the Blue Cash Preferred card from American Express. This is another wonderful card because this card actually has no annual fee for the first year, then $95 subsequently. Okay, and you have a rewards rate that goes from 1% to 6%. APR is kind of decent too. You're looking at 19% to 29%. So overall, what we love about the card here is that this is a card that gives you all kinds of rewards, but also is flexible. Now, just mind you that the $95 that they're charging you, the second year in terms of annual fees. You can actually offset those fees with the rewards you're earning. So the Blue Cash Preferred provides one of the greatest cashback rates for essential purchases at U.S. supermarkets and U.S. gas stations. While it does have an annual fee, you will likely hardly notice it. The rewards it earns at U.S. supermarkets can quickly eclipse the cost of the card, something that we personally, some of our team members, can personally attest to. So this is really cool. So once you are approved, you can access this card through your Amex account or app to use for online purchases. Then you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and this is another great card for instant approval. And the Chase Sapphire Preferred card is a great choice for any traveler who's not a brand loyalist. Its rewards program is actually one of the best around, primarily because when you think about it, it has a very flexible and a high value set of redemption options. Not only can you actually utilize point transfers at a 101 rate through Chase's travel partners, but you will also earn a 25% redemption bonus when you redeem points for travel through Chase Travel. So this is a great card that gives you all kinds of possibilities. And excuse me, let me just drink some water here. And so once you are approved for this card, you can add the card to your digital wallet through the Chase app to access it immediately. And this will let you actually use it both online or in person, whatever digital payments are accepted. So great cards, a lot of possibilities, a lot of flexibilities. So you have the X1 card, the Prime Visa, the Blue Cash Preferred card from American Express, and you also have the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. Next, I want to share with you the Capital One Platinum Secure Credit Card. This is a secure credit card, which means you got to front the cash that you are going to use on the card, right? But the cool thing about Capital One is that they're not actually asking you to front 100% of the car of the amount. They are asking you to front 25 to 50% of the amount you are going to use on the card. So this is a great offer. There is no annual fee. The APR is kind of high though, so 29%. So, but this Capital One Platinum Secure Credit Card is designed for anyone with poor or no credit, providing a lot of credit and the opportunity to build or rebuild your credit score with responsible use. And most secure cards expect you to provide 100% of the credit limit in the form of a security deposit. But depending on your credit score, Capital One requires as little as $49 or $99 to get a $200 initial credit line. And the cool thing is, if you maintain your card account in good standing, Capital One may automatically consider you for a higher credit line in as little as 6 months. If approved, you may be able to log into the mobile app to grab your new card and start making purchases right away. You also have the Open Sky Secured Visa credit card. Now, this card is it's different from the Capital One Platinum Secured card in the sense that you are fronting everything. You are fronting 100% of the amount that the card is going to allow you to have as a credit limit. This is a secure credit card, okay? And but the cool thing about the card is that you have a rewards rate up to 10%. And so if you need to work on your credit, the Open Sky Secured Visa credit card is one of a few credit cards that doesn't require credit check to apply. And this secure credit card charges a $35 annual fee and requires a security deposit between $200 and $3,000, which is really equal to your credit limit. As I was telling you a little earlier, you are fronting everything. And the Open Sky Secured Visa offers a lower than average 25% variable APR for purchases and cash advances. And you should pay your balance in full every month to avoid interest charges. But the cool thing about this card is that its APR is actually lower than other secured cards. So long story short, you have a great offer here. And then you have actually the Apple Card. This Apple Card is kind of cool. Why? Because it has a rewards rate that goes from 2% to 3%. And the APR is kind of decent too. You are looking at 19% to 29%. Okay. Now, the Apple Card is one of the best credit cards for instant approval because not only, think about it, not only can you apply directly from your iPhone, but the card is automatically added to your Apple Wallet app upon approval. And you will receive a physical card, which can be handy when shopping at merchants that do not accept Apple Pay. And you will earn cash back on qualifying purchases daily. Think about it, daily, not weekly, not monthly, not yearly, daily. And you can access your cashback balance in your Apple Wallet, making it, in our view, very easy to apply to your balance or send money to a friend. And you can find out if you are approved for the Apple Card without hurting your credit score. And your credit score is not affected until you accept your offer anyway. And so that's kind of cool, because you are always in control. And if for any reason you decide to reject the offer, or let's say your application is declined, your credit score will not be affected either. And if you get approved, you can use the card right away through Apple Pay. And if you have an Apple Card, you can open a high yield savings account for daily cash rewards in the wallet app. Another card that we love is another secure credit card. So that's actually the Discovery secured credit card. And this card is kind of cool because it actually has a rewards rate that goes from 1% to 2%. And you also have the famous, the legendary cashback match from Discover. So this is kind of cool. And you also have an intro offer. So the rewards rate, I want to remember, 1% to 2%. And this is a secure credit card, and it's kind of similar to the Open Sky secured Visa credit card in the sense that you are fronting everything, and because Discover is not applying the same technique that Capital One has, which is 25% to 50% of the limit. But now, who knows? Now that Capital One has actually bid to buy Discover, who knows? Maybe they will actually merge the policy there. And but one thing you need to know into this conversation is that the Discover Secure Credit Card is a solid choice for first-time credit credit users. Like most secure credit cards, your initial deposit equals your credit limit, and this card stands out because of its rewards structure, which most secure cards lack. So you earn 2% cash back at gas stations and restaurants, up to $1,000 in combined purchases every quarter, then 1%. And then you also have a 1% cash back on all other purchases with no limits. And at the end of your first year as an account holder, Discover will match all your cash earned, assuming that your account is in good standing, though. It has to be in good standing. So what are we talking about? Let me give you an overview. When we talk about a personal credit card's instant approval, it's important to understand the whole concept around instant approval. So an instant approval credit card lets you know immediately if you are approved for, let's say, a specific card. In some cases, you are able to use your line of credit immediately upon approval. And many instant use credit cards happen to be secured cards, which are really geared towards a lower credit scores. However, as you have seen into this conversation, some issuers like American Express may offer instant card numbers to eligible users, which can be added to to a compatible digital wallet and used to make purchases immediately. And what we love about an instant approval credit card is that you can instantly find out if you're approved for a card. You can use your credit card right away, and virtual credit cards, if available, make online shopping safer. But not every card offers instant approval, so this is important to really keep that in mind. But overall, if you are lucky enough to be approved for an instant approval credit card, you actually can you can break in some benefits. If you want to know if you are eligible for a credit card right away, applying for an instant approval card can save you from waiting, really. And since many instant approval cards also provide instant access to your card number, you can typically start using the card right away. And when you really think about it, this is really adds on to the flexibility I was speaking about earlier, right? Because the whole idea of having an instant approval credit card comes in handy if you are applying, say, for a new card to take advantage of a welcome bonus, or for a large purchase that needs to be made immediately, where you don't have time to wait for the card to arrive in the mail, right? And if your instant use credit card offers, say, a 0% introductory APR, you can really take advantage of the whole process, and you can take your time paying off a larger purchase before accruing interest on a revolving balance. But you want to avoid carrying a balance on a high interest credit card, because it will grow your debts and your credit score can take a hit, and which is really going to sort of offset the whole point of this like the whole point here, because your point is to actually take advantage of rewards, but you do not want to pay end up paying like a lot of debt in terms of interest. So when we talk about personal credit cards for instant approval, you got to have a strategy to actually choose the right card for you, right? It's not about just going for a card that's not going to approve you right away, but how do you know that this card that you are applying for is going to approve you? You got to have a strategy, and the strategy starts with knowing your personal situation, knowing your finances, your financial situation, knowing your credit score, knowing your credit worthiness, knowing your family situation, your purchasing your purchasing lifestyle, your the kind of lifestyle you have, right? Because otherwise, why would you go for, let's say, an instant approval travel credit card if you're not into travel? Or why would you go for an instant approval grocery credit card if you're not going to shop as much? So the strategy has to be around knowing exactly your situation before applying for a card. So let me give you a few tips to help you choose the best instant approval credit card. You want to consider why you need an instant line of credit, why this concept of immediacy. Why should you want it right away? You want to check to see if you are pre-approved. You want to check your credit score, and you want to keep an eye out for high fees. So when we talk about considering why you need an instant line of credit, if you know you need to finance a large purchase, for instance, you may benefit from a 0% intro APR offer. And similarly, if a significant portion of your monthly budget goes towards stocking your pantry, you might consider a rewards card actually geared towards grocery shopping. It's all about your situation. It's all about your family situation. It's all about your lifestyle. And you want to check to see if you are pre-approved. Pre-approval doesn't guarantee you will be approved for a credit card. I will talk about pre-approval, the distinction between pre-approval and pre-qualification later on. But it's important to understand that pre-approval can be a reassuring because it requires only a soft inquiry, which really doesn't affect your credit score. And you better understand whether you may qualify for a credit card before committing to an application, because the last thing you want is to actually go out there and go every now and go to all credit card issuers and just sort of quote unquote sell your credit score for cheap, right? So, and you also, speaking about credit score, you want to check your credit score. So the thing is that a handful of secure credit card offer instant approval, but some cards require good to excellent credit. So you want to check your credit score before you apply for a new credit card to ensure you're not taking a credit hit you could have avoided. Remember, the whole idea here is to preserve your credit score. And you also want to keep an eye out for high fees. So to avoid taking on a credit card with an annual fee you can't afford, carefully review a card's APR, annual fee, and late fee, and so on and so forth. That way you are clear as to what's really happening. And if you can avoid taking on an annual fee by opting for a card without one, you want to make that decision early to narrow down your options. So when we talk about personal credit cards instant approval, it's important to really think about rewards, of course, but you got to think about the cost also. And so that means going back to what I said earlier about strategy, you got to strategize here. And I want to really talk to you about how to maximize your instant approval credit card, because getting the most from your chosen card comes down to using it where it earns the most and utilizing the features it offers, right? And so what happens here is that with instant approval cards, some include a virtual card capabilities that can improve the safety of your online shopping. Now, if you are not into Amazon or Whole Foods, why would you want to get the Prime Visa card? If you're not into shopping at U.S. supermarkets, why would you want to get the Blue Cash Preferred card from American Express? It has to match your lifestyle. It has to match your family situation. It has to match your personal situation. And like any credit card, be sure to pay off your card balance in the full to avoid interest charges. And if you treat your credit card like a debit card, you are more likely to avoid an overspending and credit card debt, which should be your priority number one anyway, right? And your credit score will see in the long run the biggest improvement, actually in the short run too. Now, when we talk about instant approval, you don't need to have a 750 or 820 credit score to actually get instant approval. Credit cards are not one size fits all products. There are instant approval cards available for everyone, so from someone starting out with no credit to those with excellent credit. So this is kind of cool in terms of the flexibility. And I was just talking to you a little earlier about the distinction to have between pre-qualification and pre-approval. Now, pre-approval and pre-qualification can help you evaluate your approval odds without hurting your credit score. Some credit card issuers have their own guidelines around pre-approval and pre-qualification, but the two terms are often used interchangeably, and they're not really that different. The only thing is that credit card pre-qualification and credit card pre-approval, the delta here is the delta lies with typically who initiate the request, you or the credit card company. So this is something to really think about. So if you initiate it, then it is a pre-qualification. And it's pre-approval rather. It's pre-approval. And if they initiate it, you are pre-qualified. So this is something to really think about before you actually think about instant approval credit card. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I just spoke to you about personal credit cards, instant approval. Let me do the recap here. So we have X1 card, Prime Visa, Blue Cash Preferred card from American Express, Chase Sapphire Preferred card, Capital One Secure Credit card, Open Sky Secure Visa Credit card, Apple Card, Discovery Secure Credit card. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.